Hey everybody, on today's episode we're going to be talking about
how to clean your ears.
I want to put a little thing that says COVID haircut. Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Michael Squires.
And I'm Dr. Carly Squires.
And this is Dr. Squires Squared.
This is a channel where we have candid and casual conversations about anything and everything audiology.
If you're not sure what audiology is, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Make sure to hit the little bell so that you get our notifications when all of our new content comes out, and we'll talk about it.
So today we're going to be talking about a fun topic, and that is how to properly clean your ears. We get this question a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like to clean their ears or have their ears cleaned, so they think that they can try to do it at home in their own way, and oftentimes they create more problems than they had to begin with. So we're going to break it down a little bit, and we're going to talk about some of the less recommended or non-recommended methods that people are using to clean their ears, but then we'll also take it a step further and talk about some of the ways that we do talk to patients about cleaning their ears, both at home and from a professional perspective.
Yes. All right, so let's get right into it with probably the most common thing that we hear that people use to clean their ears, and that is cotton swabs.
Yeah, many people we cringe as audiologists when people talk about putting what they call Q-tips or cotton swabs down in their ears. You know, there's lots of brands of them, but it'll say on the package, this is not meant to clean your ears. It's meant for things like makeup removal and things like that. But it's small and it's convenient, so it fits right in there.
It does, and I'll admit, we've all used them, and it kind of feels good to get that water out of your ear canal. But what people do not realize is what you're actually doing, instead of trying to scoop that earwax out, is you're actually pushing it deeper into the ear canal.
I always relate it because I'm a hunter, I always relate it to loading a muzzle loader. So if you've got your ramrod and you're just pushing it down deeper, eventually what happens is you're just going to pack it in there against your eardrum, and then it becomes a real problem.
Yes, and we have seen that a lot. We also know a lot of people who have kind of, instead of pushing that wax down in there, maybe there's no wax at all, and they actually take that cotton swab and it goes right through the actual eardrum, which is quite painful. So we want to avoid that altogether. So we would recommend not using cotton swabs. If you are going to use cotton swabs, use them in the outer part of the ear, so stay outside of your ear canal, and you can use it that way. And if you're worried about moisture or water in your ear, I think we all feel that way when we get out of the shower. It's a little bit wet. You can take your washcloth, a dry towel, something like that, and just kind of dab there on the outside of your ear. But please do not stick a cotton swab down into your ear canal.
One of the other more common objects that people want to stick in their ears, if I can lump them together, are bobby pins and car keys.
We don't know why, but please do not do that.
we both have had patients. We both know other people that are not our patients who have put bobby pins and car keys through their eardrum in an attempt to clean out their ears. It's really dangerous and it's not worth it. If you just are dying to have your ear canal scratched that bad, pay a professional to scratch your ear canal for you. But I promise you, it's not as effective as you think in removing the wax out of your ears.
No, and that's the same thing we just talked about with the cotton swabs. Any foreign object like that, especially something that's small, you are unable to see down into your own ear canal. It's like a long tube. There are bends to it. There's no way to know exactly where you're going or what you're doing with that foreign object. So leave that to the professionals to make sure they can get that wax out for you if you're concerned.
They're waiting.
Who?
All the people.
You're going to cut this out anyway.
Oh.
Another common question we get asked is, do ear candles work? And we want to come out and just say that it's not recommended by the medical community. For one, you're putting a flame and melting hot wax right by your ear, so probably not a great idea. Also, if you've ever used an ear candle or looked at it, you could burn it without sticking it into the ear, and you're going to open it up and still see wax, because that's the wax of the candle actually melting there. So there's just not a lot of evidence out there showing that actually is effective.
Right. There's many videos on YouTube that you can search up to see how people experimented with ear candles. And for the sake of doing it, we'll probably do one of our own, just to get some really good idea. of what that actually looks like. But we have patients of pediatric patients whose parents have said, we clean their ears with ear candles. And anytime there's like Carly said, anytime there's a risk of injury involved, then it's not something that I typically recommend for my patients. Yeah. Putting hot wax or a flame, you wouldn't pour hot wax or get a flame near any other child for any other reason, I hope. So there's no reason to burn a candle into their ear in hopes that it'll remove wax.
No.
All right, so now we talked about some of the non-recommended ways of cleaning out your ears. Let's talk about how we approach this with our patients and some of the things that we recommend to our patients when talking about cleaning out the ear.
Okay, so what we typically tell our patients is we give them kind of a maintenance routine for their ears. There are all kinds of different brands of wax softening ear drops that are safe to use in the ear, and what those do is just that. They kind of soften and break down that wax that's sitting in the ear canal so that it either makes it easier for a professional to get out, or it may come out on its own. Some of those drops actually come with a bulb, like a suction bulb, and you can use that at home as well to help kind of ease that wax out on your own.
It's important to remember too that the temperature of the water really matters. So if you're going to irrigate your own ear, whether you have a big syringe that you're going to do that with, a gentle syringe, or if you're going to use one of the bulbs, you have to make sure that the water temperature is really close to body temperature. Otherwise, you could really make yourself dizzy or sick if you put hot water or particularly cold water in your ear. So you have to be careful to think about that as well.
Right, and the other point I want to bring up about drops or water or any of those maintenance strategies is please be sure that you do speak with your primary care physician, your audiologist, or your ear, nose, and throat physician, and make sure you do not have a perforation or a hole in your eardrum. So that's a really important thing to rule out, or any other contraindications for using those drops or a water kind of maintenance routine.
Yeah, good point. All right, and probably the most recommended or most frequent method of removing earwax that might be included in the ear canal is just having a professional do it for you. When you visit your primary care physician, like Carly said earlier, or if you come and see one of us as an audiologist, we're going to take a look in your ears pretty much every time you come into the clinic. We want to make sure that we are helping to maintain that as best as we can. Yeah. So when we take a look at that, then we can kind of make a judgment call on the best method to help you remove that wax while you're in the clinic.
Absolutely. You may see a few different common ways that professionals may clean your ears. One would be with instrumentation, meaning that we would take a curette,
go in and get it.
Something like that, and we just go in and scoop it out. Also, we may use a suction to just vacuum it right out of there. And then the other common way is actually irrigations, where we're using body temperature, warm water. We put that into your ear canal, and it kind of goes in behind it and pulls it out by that water, that pressure.
I think it's important to take a second and differentiate home irrigation versus professional irrigation.
Sure.
Can you talk about the differences?
No.
Okay.
Well, why didn't you just say that?
Well, because it's candid and casual conversation.
The main difference that we want you to think about between professionals irrigating your ears and if you're doing it at home is that you're still not able to see in your ear canal to know exactly where you're putting that water, how you're suctioning it out, where that wax even is. It's kind of a guessing game at that point. So it is much better for the professional to be able to take a good look in there, find out where the wax is, what the best method is, and then be able to direct the water with the irrigation tool to get it out.
All right, guys, so we hope that you enjoyed this video about how to clean your ears or how not to clean your ears with candles or car keys. But we hope that if we missed anything that you might have some questions about, you can certainly reach out to us. Mm-hmm. You can get a hold of us at info@hearwv.com or give us a call at 304-428-2403.
And don't forget to like our page, subscribe, and then just hit us up with any questions that you may have. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.